Hello whiskey friends and welcome to Frankfort. So this is just outside, about a mile away from Buffalo Trace. We'll be going there tomorrow. But the plan for today, this is day 3 of our trip, is that we're going to be going to swing by Castle and Key, have a look there. Unfortunately, I don't think we have time to do a tour there. Then we're going to head into Woodford Reserve, do a tour there. That should be really exciting. Hop on over to Wild Turkey and Russell's Reserve, kind of same place, and check out what they've got going on there. Again, we couldn't line up for what we were doing any particular tours. Then we're going to pop into Larrikin, which I'm very excited to go and do, and check that out, see what they're doing. They're very, very close to Wild Turkey. And on the way home, we're going to stop by the Stave restaurant. So come with us to check it out, see how we go. Long day yesterday, but hopefully our days get a little bit more succinct from here. So let's get on the road. We've just seen some wild turkeys on the road. Gotta keep our eyes peeled in case there's any more. But quite funny, because I said there's some wild turkeys without realizing I was making the pun. We're at Glens Creek, which is the Old Crow distillery. We've just come across some people that have bought a barrel there. This isn't quite open yet, and Castle and Key isn't open yet. We've just seen this. It was very small parking, but apparently this is the best bourbon, so can you go and check it out. So these guys aren't going to be open for a while, so can't do anything with them today. But sounds like that's actually some really interesting, quite fun stuff. So what we might do is come back tomorrow, because tomorrow is a Monday and Labor Day, and we might be able to scooch our way in there. So we're going to go back down to Castle and Key. They should be opening up shortly, and check that out. But I see if I could chuck in some shots of this. This is the most beautiful old distillery places, you know, buildings out here. And this is the Old Crow distillery, originally, that they've brought back. Apparently just 4 people running this. So if you're making your way to Castle and Key, see if you can stop by these guys. Might be worth your time if you've got a little bit of extra of it. And welcome to the Castle and Key. This is the Old Taylor Distillery. now Castle and Key. Don't know too much about it, except for that it is on a beautiful drive, beautiful creek. Since we started the drive here, just from Frankfort, which is not far, just careful while we cross the road, we have seen otters, chipmunks, deer, squirrels, all over the place. So really excited to go in and check out Castle and Key. We've got a little bit of time here just to walk the grounds before we head to Woodford. So unfortunately don't have time to do a tour on this trip to the States, but maybe next time. I'm gonna come in and head down. They've got a guest check-in area up here. Go and have a look. This is the old spring house. Now this is a place you could just sit down and chill and vibe. Oh, this is beautiful here.
So we came inside and they've got this like little bar zone where you can get tastings and cocktails and kind of some nibbles and stuff like that. So check out the bottles. But we actually ended up picking like a little cocktail up from here to take around with us.
We're going to head into the boiler room, which is also a store, and we'll have a look and see what they have for sale. Oh, look at that little secret door that just opened and closed. The cocktail mixes. Camp flasks. Shirts. Whiskey stones. Oh, those glasses. Andrea's gonna like those glasses. Nice barrel head. And golfing stuff. And look, behind this, you actually have Little boilers. And just past the station here, you have a nice botanical walk that we're going to go on and see some of the grounds. Now it looks like, and this is interesting, they have like a food truck here. So if you do stop here and you do need a bit of a feed, it looks like they will have a food truck here on occasion, although there is no permanent food kind of station. So the botanical garden is quite nice, and right down the back there's a nice small house. Now this is set back quite away from the distillery, which is kind of down there a good quarter mile, I'd say. Didn't get a chance to find out, but I'm going to have to find out what this is. Well, actually there is. Beautiful spot here too, right beside that, by the creek. And I will reiterate, if you just want to chill and unwind a little, oh boy is this a great place. I love Mare Creek. We have inspected the house and it looks quite modern built, so it's either been heavily refurbished or it looks like it's going to be used as like maybe a future event house or something, which would be a really lovely spot here for it. I just, as we walk back up, I cannot overstate this enough. How lovely this is, just the sound of running water. We did see an otter earlier. We did see some evidence, let's call it, of some deers on the grounds. Not the kind that you want to step in, but get yourself a drink, go on the botanical trail, which is just past the kind of well house, and plan to just chill here for a little bit. That's what we're going to do before heading up to Woodford Reserve, which is only about 7 or 8 minutes drive away. So quite enjoyed that. Would actually love to have the opportunity to do a tour there. Don't know if they do this. My wife said, oh, I would love to get married here. So it's that kind of a beautiful, picturesque place. The history of that being the old Taylor distillery. Gosh, I would love to have given ourselves a little bit more time to come back, but it's going to be one that I'm going to have to come back and see. I think if you're not doing the tours and you're not trying to chill and you just want to come in and check it out, probably 15-20 minutes is enough to see the parts of the sites. If you're not going to stop by the creek and chill to see the store, see a little bit of the grounds, you can do that very quite quickly. Maybe allow yourself time for a tasting for half an hour, and then you can move on. But I can't really comment on the tours, so I'll leave that for somebody that's been. Welcome to Woodford Reserve. So we've just come in and this is the check-in desk. Find out where we need to go. So they have a listing of all of the tours and if there's any spaces available on them and how much it costs, which is quite nice when it's leaving and how long. So we're doing this Path to Flavour up here. So we're here at the Welcome Centre. Looks like we'll go on to Visitor Centre.
Just looking through everything that was covered on the distillery tour, which was really quite, something. Now the full tour, which is this is cut in just at the end of it. That's not in this video. That will be in the next video because I've got the entire full tour kind of split out separately. I do try to keep all of the full tours separate so that they don't kind of give any spoilers. This is just showing you what you kind of see at the distillery and kind of what the grounds are like. You can see here, this is the tasting that we did at the end of the tour.
Well, let's take an inventory before we dive on in here.
So there's a lot going on when you come to the shop. This is a great entrance. But just looking at this layout a little bit, there's the distiller's exclusive just there, which we just tried in the tasting. Looks like we've got a men's section here. That's quite a nice coat here. Lots of the shirts, cocktail glasses.
Sure.
Let's see through here. We then have a bar running, doing flights and tastings. Some Woodford bungs. And makes it quite cool. You can obviously grab something at the bar and then head on out here onto the patio. Maybe, if I get the door right. A really great place, and I believe you can do this even without doing the tours. If you just want to come in and have a drink, try a flight, have a look at that menu in a moment. Some bathrooms there. I haven't seen anywhere for food yet, so I will have to inquire to see if you can get food, and then we can have a look. Some more shirts. The double oaked. Some julep glasses. Another different glassware. We have the tasting glass that we've seen there. And 2-ounce old-fashioned cocktail syrup. But you can also grab large ones of those, as well as Woodford Bourbon cherries. A selection of bitters. This is actually quite great because very rarely do you use a full bitters to get different ones. So having a small collection of bitters is actually really nice. Got some bourbon ball ice makers, that's cool. And then here we have the dark chocolate bowls, some more shirts and hats, the ryes, wheats and malt whiskies. Looks like there's a way here to engrave your bottle. Front and back. No. Mint juleps. Just a little shopping in here. Here we are. The flights. How often do you end up pouring the Baccarats?
The $300 one fairly regularly.
Right. Per pour for the Baccarat, that's a 300.
Well, there's a $300 one and there's a $1,500.
Yeah. So, Woodford Reserve. How was the tour? The tour was actually fantastic. It was really easy to hear what was happening on the tour. It was all kind of mic'd up so you could hear everything. We could go through film everywhere that we kind of like wanted to, like, or take photos and stuff of where you wanted to. So that was really nice, and it felt like it was a good pace to get through and find out everything. The smell inside that rick house is absolutely divine. What was a little odd was that where you expect to drive in for here, the main store, I guess you would say, like where you're driving into, is a different location to where you're going to for the tasting. So now we're walking back to basically where the tour car park is. So there's two different car parks, and that was a little bit disorientating because you expect to kind of, before your tour, I expected that we might be able to cruise around the shop and things beforehand. But actually, once you check into the tour, there's just a small kind of tour room to look in that we first seen, and outside of that, you're then just waiting, and then you finish at the shop at the end. So if you're planning your time, make sure that you're aware of, like, okay, leave a little bit of extra time at the end of your tour so that you can go through all of the shop and stuff. You won't really be able to do that beforehand, or you'll need to go to the opposite car park first, then make your way back. This has been about a 5-minute walk, I would say, between the shop and the parking lot for the tours. Alternatively, you might be able to check into your tour, run there, run back. They're pretty good at starting bang on time, so as long as you're back in time, you won't miss your bus. But we're going to head on down to Wild Turkey, Russell's Reserve now, then pop over to Larrikin, get some lunch somewhere on the way. You could not eat here, but the stave is really, really close, and I probably recommend checking that out. So book in advance, go to the stave. We're going to go there this evening on our way out, but I would definitely get yourself a feed kind of like there in between. Well, I think so. We'll let you know how good it is, but it is really close here, just a few minutes drive. Welcome to Wild Turkey. That was a nice drive in. Let's go down to the visitor centre and have a look and see what they've got. The Jimmy Russell Wild Turkey Experience. Mondays, Tuesdays closed. They close up at 4 p.m. here today. Look at this in here. Bourbon roll. This looks really cool. I like the look of this. So upstairs they have a small lounge and bar. Got to look at that menu. And downstairs the gift shop. So let's see if we can have a look at the menu here.
Let me go find it.
So they've got a few assorted sandwiches and stuff there. So that's cool. I'm just going to show you this view walking back down the other way. You got a turkey at the end. I really like this visitor centre. The layout and look of this is really great. It looks like you've got some tasting rooms in here. And then if we come on down here, again, these turkey feet on the sides are really cool. It's not a huge visitor centre. There's some nice seating spots outside, so you could bring something with you. But let's have a look at what they've got at the shop. See the different things they've got around the gift shop.
You did, but you were still recording.
Got the long branch. I don't know what American honey sting is. Wild turkey rare breeds barrel proof. The 101 rye. Looking at that. The 101 Kentucky Spirit single barrel. Private Selection single barrel. Master Distiller. Distiller Select. The single barrel rye. Well, that's nice. We grabbed the last of these, and now they've got a few back on the shelf a little later, so good to know that they could be restocking that or be restocking that throughout. So the Bond and Lillards, this is only the fourth one that they've done, and they are one per person here, but this is a tribute that they are doing to Bourbon and Lillard on their different distillers. So that's an interesting pickup. I don't know much about it, so we're gonna grab one of them and give it a try. So we've got a pour of the Bourbon and Lillard. And what is nice here is whatever you get a pour of, you get to keep the glass of. We've also picked up a wild turkey sting, which is the honey with a ghost pepper oil. I think we'll do that second, but let's start off with this. Oh, that's delicious. It's got a... I can't even answer the note right now. Like a real peanutty finish to it. No. That is delicious. So, that is wild turkey. Now, here's a little tip. How do you know if Jimmy Russell's in? Well, there's a little sign here. It says reserved for Jimmy Russell, no parking. If he's in town or in that site, you might see his car there. Anyway, we not had a chance to do a tour just because of timings, and it looks like, I don't know if we catch it on the way in on film, I might, if not I'll try to catch it on the way out. It looks like they're building a new rick house here. It's a big site. The vibes of it is a little bit different. It's a lot more open comparative to Woodford and Jack Daniels, which had a lot of greenery and kind of like felt inset amongst forests. This is a lot more open, and that's really quite interesting. Although we haven't gone to the sites, but the view of the old train bridge and the bridge coming over, that's something quite special. I quite like that. You can go and grab a takeaway lunch and eat down with that view. But we're gonna make our way now to Larrikin, placed in my heart, and go and check them out. I've been very excited to go and see what they're doing and what they're all about there.
Be.
So, are you okay?
Yeah, well, it flew out, so.
I was inside?
Yeah, it flew from your window through my window.
And just leaving, I just want to like 3x speed this, just to show you just how close Larrikin is to wild turkey. So if you're going to one, you absolutely should do both. This is literally, I think it's like 55 seconds down the road.
So that's the guy that you're bringing ships to.
And just like that, Larrikin Bourbon. You can actually still see the water tower just up the ways. So let's go in and have a look. I'm really excited to chat with the guys. I bought some Aussie snacks because as an Aussie, you know what it's like, and I know Greg as an Aussie probably doesn't get back to Australia too often, so I figured I'd just surprise him with some fun with that, because why not? Why not? But look at that. Larrikin Bourbon Company. Oh, just come in, I can't find him. Hello!
Audio's not great here, so I'm just gonna have to voice over this. As we came in, so Greg is a veteran, so you'll see a lot of stuff around that as well. The owner of Larrikin. We just kind of had a little bit of a look through the shop. There's a little bit of Australian paraphernalia. The good old dunny down here. Some kind of classic icons on the wall, and we just had a bit of a cruise through the shop, have a look around some of the different kind of whiskies and stuff that they have here.
Nice big cigar cabinet. And we're going to get ourselves a flight. This is our flight tasting. So we've got breakfast bourbon, the bottled in bond, the rosewater, and the American maple. Let's have some fun and try some whiskey. To me, the American maple, that's going to be my winner of these 4 flights. And we're going to enjoy ourselves and hang out for a bit and have some drinks and chat, a bit of a gander, and we'll let you know how we go. It also looks like in here you can do a bottle your own. Bottle it up, see here the labels. Oh look, mint julep experience, Kentucky Bourbon Boys. The other 2 look unlabeled, but you can try their different single barrels and then bottle your own. One of them, I guess, maybe some maple and the rose. Not sure, but that is Larrikin. We're going to pick up one of these very cool purple bar mats. I think our dog toy there. And make our way on down to the stave. So you could probably spend a good hour here tasting, going through all the stuff. Oh my gosh, I've just seen they actually stock Vegemite if you want to try it. You could go through, do any of the tastings and stuff here. After you visit to Wild Turkey, maybe give yourself an hour to do that. Stop by the bar. It is literally so close. Check out a craft distillery, try a flight. They've just released a cigar blend. I'm really excited to check that out at Kentucky Bourbon Festival, and as well as the single barrel that they've done for that. And we'll let you know what I think on those. But it's also just great. Unfortunately, he wasn't in today, so we're gonna have to catch up with him at KBF. But look, that's okay. If you see this later, Greg, I tried to find you. Didn't tell you I was coming, but that's okay. And I'll see you later. It is getting busy at the stave, and this is why you have to book in advance, because we're just coming up to 7 o'clock now. More cars are rolling in. There's not much else in this area, and this is the place to go that everyone recommends. So we're gonna head on in.
Got an interesting little sign on the door here saying that they have run out of seats historically, so book ahead to avoid disappointment. Now, when we kind of got in, it was busy, but it wasn't too busy, and it only got busier kind of from this point, because we were kind of early as far as bookings go. Just give you a chance to, like, if you want to pause and have a look at some of, like, the menu stuff that they've got, and kind of like what we grabbed, which was just some food, a taste of flight. The food here was, like, good size, reasonable price, really hearty. They have like these curated flights that you could kind of pick, and they're really great with us because they actually allowed us to kind of take one of their pre-made flights and then just swap out one of the existing flight choices with our own. So you can see here we went with the Restoration Rye, Glens Creek, Old Crow, which was all where we'd been to. We switched out Woodford for the Barrelhouse Select. Really huge whiskey list. You can actually see them all on the bars. This gives you an idea. You might be able to pause and zoom to get an idea of some of the prices there, but obviously like so many whiskeys, it is absolutely insane. And then the food that's coming out, you'll see there's like this chicken burger, like absolutely insane. This little peanut cake, so literally we just like gorged here.
So it is just shy of 9 o'clock now. The sun has set. We have had the most amazing, like, just a couple of drinks, chat with the bar staff, hang out, and great food at the Stave. Can highly recommend that. If you're in this area, the food was fantastic. It gets very busy, so it takes a little bit of time to get out, but once we got the food, it was amazing. I'm like walking too far away from the light now, so I'm slowly fading away. But if you are in this area, go to the Stave. Book it in advance and go to the Stave. Thank me later. And we'll see what's going on tomorrow.